Okay, so I don't ever sit outside and record videos unless I'm in my car. And I don't know, I just really felt like I wanted to sit down and record this video because I'm not out protesting, and I'm really sick of the people that I see that are trying to take away from this movement and the importance of this movement and what it actually means. It's actually really devastating and really sad to know that I live in a country that does not care about my skin color. You are loved. You are loved despite what this world is trying to tell you. I really feel like it is so important that we remind our beautiful black boys and girls about how much they are loved, because they are growing up in a world full of hate, to the point where our own president wants to go to war with the people of this country in America rather than receive justice for the things that are happening. Why is it okay for white Americans to act like terrorists? I don't understand that. I don't understand why it's okay for a white person to shoot a black man that's running. I don't understand why it's okay for police officers to joke over a man's dead body that they just murdered and say that is going to be a closed casket funeral. I don't understand that. I don't understand why we can't all come together and fight for what is right. That doesn't sit right with me. This underlying racism, I've grown up, when I say grown up around white people my whole life. My middle school was all white people. My elementary school was all white people. My high school was predominantly white, and I went to a PWI. If you don't know what a PWI is, so if you've gone to colleges, there's HBCUs and there's PWIs. So if you know what an HBCU is, it's a historically black college or university, and a PWI is a predominantly white institution. Let me make you understand what it feels like to consistently feel like everything that you do is wanted by the white community. Everything that you do, everything that you wear, the way that you do your hair, the way that you do your makeup, the way that your lips are formed. But they won't stand up for the injustices of the black community. That does not make someone feel good that has been antagonized and picked on and belittled and made to feel like the way they do their hair is ghetto. Their culture is ghetto. How can you make people feel like that but then take away from them what they are? I don't have any bullet points or anything to this video, but literally what enraged me to make this video is just being on Facebook and seeing people that I grew up with post, or seeing people that I know that date black men. That is one thing I will not understand and I will not accept and I do not appreciate. You date black men, you want mixed babies, but you cannot speak up for black injustices. It doesn't make sense. How does that make anything that y'all are doing okay? But you want black people to educate you on why they're upset. This whole country has been based on tearing black people down from the jump. I do not. That is not my job to make you understand why I feel like this. Look at a history book. Turn on the news. I cannot see my black friends, my black male friends, and not feel afraid. You know why? Because I'm afraid for them to go to the bar. I'm afraid for them to be at home alone. I'm afraid for them to go running. But what the real problem is that we live in a world full of monsters that are not stopped. We live in a world full of people that feel like they're better because they know nothing. We live in a world full of people that take, rape, kill, steal, and they blame mental illnesses on their hate, on their envy, on their greed. But the minute that a black man gets arrested, they get put in jail for life for these smallest things. But yet we can't get these white murderers in jail for actually murdering people. They find reasons to justify the murder, and that is not okay. You cannot justify murder. You cannot justify pulling a trigger. I don't care if you're a police officer. I don't care if you're a civilian. But it doesn't make sense at all that these people are really not getting. Black people, we are not, my people, the color of my skin, we are not receiving justice for the things that are happening to us, and that's not fair. But all lives matter, right? Because the minute that I say Black Lives Matter, you say that black on black crime is prevalent. White on black crime has been a thing forever. Let's not forget that white slave owners were raping black women, okay? Let's not forget right now that children that are in ICE custody are being lost. Sounds like sex trafficking to me. This is more than just Black Lives Matter. People of color. If you're a person of color, you're black in my eyes, okay? I love all of my Mexican Americans, my African Americans, my Spanish Americans, Dominican Americans, Cuban Americans, Puerto Rican Americans. We are all a part of the black community, okay? And every single person of color is treated less than in America. And white people want to justify it by saying that you're here illegally, or you're an alien, or this, that, and the third. All of these names that white people have created to call us. And we're supposed to be okay with that. Like, when Obama was elected for president, when I lived in Florida, I seen the true colors of the white people that I was around, but it didn't really resonate in me about the anger that I should have had, because it wasn't okay for them to say those things and act that way because our president was black. Why can't we have a black president? I don't understand that. What is inside you that doesn't allow you to have a person of color in as authority, as an authoritative figure? Why does that bother you? It's like, I know I'm sitting here asking a lot of questions that can go unanswered, but like, really, these are questions that we should ask. We've lived these lives for so long, unaware. As I was ignorant to the own injustices in my black community, and I can admit that. But it's okay to be ignorant and learn. Just like I was an ignorant black person. Not saying I was all White Lives Matter over here, okay? I'm just saying that there were things that I did not know because I was living a whitewashed life. And that is real. I know I'm not the only black person out here that was living in areas of predominantly white people, or gone to PWIs and you felt a certain way because of the predominantly white institution that you went to. I went to a PWI in Louisiana. It don't get no worse than that. It doesn't. Racism is very real, and especially in the deep south. And in Texas, I am ashamed and bewildered at the things that I'm seeing. I'm a black girl that drives a Jeep, and every single day a white man looks at me like I stole my car. But yet I am made to feel criminalized because of what I look like and the color of my skin. My favorite thing is I have black friends. You telling me you have black friends is supposed to make you less racist? That's supposed to make me feel better because you have black friends? I have white friends, but I don't tell you about the white friends that I have because it doesn't matter. Because we're people. We both have blood running through our veins. We both have hair growing out of our scalp. We both breathe in the same oxygen. But yet the color of my skin makes me less than what you are. The color of my black brethren makes them less than what you are. Is it because we articulate ourselves and that confuses you? It confuses you that I don't talk like I don't know anything, but I do. Your lack of knowledge, your lack of education, the fact that you want to tell me white people were enslaved. Like right now, we are not still living a life where black people are still shackled in 2020. Not shackled physically, but shackled mentally, emotionally. We are shackled. The whole point of this video is I want you to hear my voice and hear the pain and hear and understand that you can make a difference as a white person. You can make a difference as a Hispanic person. Speak up, speak out. Silence speaks volumes. And you being silent in this time tells me a lot. I also apologize if the camera is a little out of focus. I'm not trying to be picture perfect today. So let me make it clear when I'm sitting here telling you that it's not that I'm trying to sit here and say that Black Lives Matter is all only talking about police brutality. Police brutality is only the tip of the iceberg. That is only a little bit of the cherry of what black people go through. Okay, let me make that clear. Let me make it clear that I know that the next white person that's probably watching this, as against everything that I'm talking about, is going to say, well, white people are killed more by cops. But let's be real. Do you have to worry about driving while black? Do you have to worry about that? Do you have to worry about what your skin looks like and how this officer is going to react to the color of your skin because some of these officers decide to be police and be oversized bullies? No, I don't think you have to worry about the gang members that are in blue, red, white, and blue that's supposed to protect you, that are ready to shoot you at any moment because of what you look like. I don't think you know what that feels like. I don't think you're going to have to worry about being murdered and the narrative is written that you're a thug. I don't think that you have to worry about that, because whenever you do something wrong, whenever you do something illegally, your mental illness is what gets blamed. But that's not fair. A person of color doesn't get that choice. A person of color doesn't get to choose and pick what they can say, why they acted the way they acted. But the choices that you make, the choices that you get to choose, that shows your privilege. But you don't understand your white privilege, and I'm trying to tell you. But I want you to hear me and understand that every black person, every person of color, every person is not fighting the fight of police brutality. We're fighting the fight of being black in America. We're fighting the fight of not being accepted. Acceptance is easy for you because the color of your skin makes you blend in. See, I don't blend in when I walk into a room. People ask me, can I touch your hair? The uniqueness of our clothes, the uniqueness of the way we speak, the way we rap, the way we rhyme, the way we play music, it is all unique. Okay, you have to understand that for years and years and years on end, black people were never accepted to do anything. Okay, a person of color was never accepted. Asian Americans couldn't be lead roles in movies. Black Americans couldn't be lead roles in movies. Mexican Americans couldn't be lead roles in movies because we're not white. You cannot take that away. I need you to understand that our pain is deeper than what you think it is. It's not because of just police brutality. It's not because just the white on black violence. It stems way back. Let's talk about the fact that people are able to buy weed stock. And there are men sitting in jail for life right now for having marijuana, simply marijuana. I don't think that sits well with me. Because if a white guy gets pulled over with a blunt and a black guy gets pulled over for a blunt, it's a whole different case. Okay? Understand that. Understand that the same drugs that white people use every single day, black people are criminalized for. The same black people that probably don't even use drugs, probably never sold drugs, and are looked at as murderers. They are looked at as criminals. They are looked at as the scum of the earth because of what you think. And that's not right. My whole purpose of this video is for you to understand what it feels like to be a black person in America. Black Lives Matter is more than just police brutality. Black Lives Matter is more than just the war on drugs. Black Lives Matter is more than just Ahmaud Arbery getting shot in the middle of the street. Black Lives Matter so that I can walk down the street and feel comfortable. Black Lives Matter so the little boy that I have in the future does not have to live a life in fear anymore. Nobody should have to live afraid anymore. That is the point of everybody speaking up and protesting. Yes, there are looters, but let's be real. Who's doing the looting if you really pay attention? Who do you really see busting in stores, in places, and all of this? I see white people doing it. I see black people of color too. And my people need to check themselves, and they will. They'll be held accountable by our people. But that is not your job to continue to make black people feel less than what they are. You're not going to justify these protests by looting. Looting is only the pain that everybody is feeling. Now, some people are taking it for granted. They are. But that's their business, and then God will deal with them. You're not God. You don't make these choices. God will deal with them. You are not to act godly. Nobody gave you that power. So let's not bring religion into things when you can't even hold your religious views up correctly. Because God loves everybody, no matter what they look like, purple, white, green, orange, red, and brown. But you don't. But you want to claim Christianity. Let's not bring religion into things when you're not able to truthfully understand and love people. Hurt people, right? So understanding the hurt person needs love. And until you can spread love, you really don't need to be putting hate into the world, because you don't even understand why you hate yourself. The hate that you're giving to yourself is the hate that you're putting on to other people, and it shows. I think I'm going to end this video with the poem. But the black lives that have been taken, I want you to know that this moment of silence that I'm about to have is for them. So before I have this poem, I want everybody to just, that's watching, if you made it this far in this video, that you cared about what I'm talking about, just let's have a moment of silence for a second to just give love and light and sympathy to those families that lost loved ones, to the people that just don't care about anybody else's life. Let's just have a moment of silence for them. I hope this video helped some of you understand that you are loved. I love you. If you weren't told that you were loved today, I love you. I do. I love all my white brothers and sisters that are on the line fighting for Black Lives Matter, because they educated themselves. Dear white people, it is not a black person's job to educate you on what you have done to us for years and years and years. Dear white people, saying that you were not a part of slavery back in the day does not change what has happened. Dear white people, taking away the black pain does not take away everything that's happened throughout history. Dear white people, understand that your privilege gives you better chances in life than mine. Dear white people, stop killing us. So I wrote this poem October 22nd, 2019. Why the fuck does my appearance offend you? Why the fuck do the clothes dictate my sexual orientation for you? Why the fuck does my skin tone make you feel superior? Who the fuck made you the decision maker of what's right and what's wrong? This society is so stupid, and everyone wants to believe what one idiot decided perfection is. So, what's clear is that we want you to live your life as a follower, not an icon. I choose to be an icon and set the bar. Being different is the new fab. Suck my dick. How is that for making America great again?